My dear students, in the previous class we have discussed about the characteristics of solid state, arrangement of the constituent particles on the basis of the binding force, also on the basis of the pattern, how these are arranged. So on the basis of this one, it is classified as crystalline and amorphous solid. So as we all know that here in this chapter we will be discussing about the crystalline solid only, not about the amorphous solid, because about amorphous solid we will be discussing about 15th chapter, I think, that is polymer. Here we have to discuss only about the crystalline solids. So here whenever we are talking about the crystalline solid, these crystalline solid, we know that whatever the solid it may be, the constituent particle present in the solid, it may be atoms, it may be molecules or ions. So when we are talking about the arrangement of these inside the solid, so here on the basis of the arrangement, it is, or the arrangement of the particles in the solid state is called to be as crystal lattice. So here we are going to discuss about the crystal lattice and the unit cell. Okay, so first, when the number of constituent particles combines, they are going to form crystal lattice. So here we will be defining crystal lattice as the arrangement of constituent particle in three dimension is called to be as crystal lattice. Okay, so these crystal lattice, here we can see, if we are talking about crystal lattice in two dimension and in three dimension, both we are having, but we have to discuss about the three dimension. But first let's have the crystal lattice in two dimension also. Before going to the two dimension and three dimension, here we need to know some of the characteristics of crystal lattice. What are these? So each point in a crystal lattice is called to be as lattice point or lattice side. Each point, like we have seen cube, in that cube we have in a single cube we have 8 points in a single cube. So these all point, or not 8 point, whatever the point it may be, these all points are called to be as lattice site. Okay, so each point in a crystal lattice represent one constituent particle, which may be atom, molecule or ion. Next, that lattice point are joined by a straight line to bring about the geometry of lattice. That is all about the crystal lattice. Here we have number of points present. These points are called to be as lattice side. Whenever we are joining these points with one another, it will give a geometry, and this geometry is called to be as crystal lattice. And these point is actually what, these are the constituent particle, and constituent particle may be atom, molecule or ions. Okay, so for every crystal lattice, it is possible to select a group of lattice point which is repeated again and again. So this part of the space lattice is called to be as unit cell. Every crystal lattice is made up of small units, small repeating units. These small repeating unit is called to be as unit cell. Okay, here I will show you the example. With the help of example only you are able to understand what I am talking about. See here the crystal lattice in two dimension. This is all about two dimension. Here we have hexagonal lattice or rectangular lattice. Here we have rhombic lattice, square lattice. So on the basis of this two dimension lattice, total we have 5 type of crystal lattice. Okay, but here as we know, we have to talk about the three dimension lattice. So three dimension lattice, here we have, see, this is crystal lattice. Picture A, it is a crystal lattice. See in that picture A, here it is made up of small units shell, small units, repeating unit, and each unit is called to be as unit shell. Okay, B is called to be as dimension of unit cell. This is structure B, this is one unit. When we have taking, we will be taking this type of small unit and combining all these, then we will get a crystal lattice. So each small repeating unit is called to be as unit cell. So here we know that the constituent particle may be present at any place. It may be present at the corner, it may be present at the center, it may be present at the faces. So on the basis of the place where the constituent particles are present on the crystal lattice, it is again divided into three. Like this is a crystal lattice. The constituent particle may be present anywhere, at the corner, at the center, at the face, at the edge. Okay, it may be present anywhere. So on the basis of this one, we are going to classify the crystal lattice as simple or primitive unit cell. Second, we have centered unit cell. Okay, so here we are first discussing about the simple or primitive unit cell. A unit cell having lattice point only at the corner is called to be a simple or primitive unit cell, where the unit cell or where the constituent particle is present only at the corner. This is unit cell if the constituent particle is present only at the corner. Like here we have 8 corner. So if the unit cell constituent particle is present only at the corner, it is called to be a simple or primitive unit cell. Here we have picture also. See, this is the first one, that is simple cubic. In the simple cubic we have the constituent particle only at the corner. See, at every corner we are having one constituent particle. So this type of unit cell is called to be a simple or primitive unit cell, in which the constituent particle is present only at the corner. Here it is assumed that these constituent particle touching one another when it is present at the corner. So with the help of this one, we can also measure the length of this one, length between two constituent particle. Okay, or the radius of this one also we can measure. Now second type, that is centered unit cell. This centered unit cell means here with the corner also, because at every corner it is necessary that the constituent particles to be present at the corner. In every unit cell, constituent particle should present at the corner. Leaving the corner, if it is present only at the corner, it is called to be as primitive. But leaving the corner, if it is present at any other places, any other center, then it is called to be a centered unit cell. So center means not only at the middle. There we have different type of center. So on the basis of this one, we are classifying the centered unit cell into three, that is face center, body center, or end center. So here first we will be having face center unit cell. Faces, like we have seen dice or cube. We have seen in a dice we have 6 faces of a dice. So if it is present at the corner and also at each faces, all the 6 faces, then it is called to be as face centered unit cell. See, this is the second example, face centered unit cell, in which the constituent particles present in all the 8 corner and also at all the 6 faces. So this is called to be as face centered cubic or unit cell. Okay, next we have body center. Body center means here along with the corner, one constituent particle is present at the body center of the body of a unit cell. So here this structure show the body centered unit cell, in which constituent particle is present at the corner and also at the mid or the center of the body. That is called to be as body centered unit cell. Here we have one more type of centered unit cell, that is called to be as end centered unit cell. End centered unit cell is what? It is a type of unit cell in which along with the corner, because at the corner constituent particles should be present. So along with the corner, it should be present either of any two end. It may be above, means any of the two end, means 6 faces we are having. It may be present at 1 and 2. It may be present at 3 or 4. It may be present at 5th or 6th phases. It means either any of two phases it should be present. That is called to be as end centered unit cell. Okay, so on the basis of the place where the constituent particles are present, it is classified into 3, that is primitive, body, and primitive and centered unit cell, where centered unit cell is divided into face, body, and end centered unit cell. So now we have to see that what are the number of constituent particles present in each unit cell. Okay, so here we are going to calculate the number of particle present in each unit cell. That this we will be calculating. Here it is not given. Wait, before calculation, here we need to have the parameter of unit cell. Parameter we are going to see here. What do you mean by parameter actually? So parameter of unit cell, parameter means it is the measurable property of unit cell. So here we can measure any of the unit cell, means here the length of this one can be measured, here the angle of any of the unit cell can be measured. See in the above structure, this one, see here, dimension of a unit cell, here it can be measured. So all the angles, the angle between y and z is taken as alpha, the angle between z and x is taken as beta, and the angle between x and y is taken as gamma. So these are the angle, and here the length is taken for x axis, the length is taken as a, for z axis it is taken as c, and for y axis it is taken as b. So on the basis of the different length and different angle of a unit cell, we are having different measurement, and this different measurement, on the basis of this one we will be getting 7 different crystal system. So these are the 7 different crystal system, that is cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, hexagonal, trigonal, or rhombohedral, or monoclinic, or triclinic. So here see what are the dimension of this one. For a cubic, cubic means it is a cube like structure. So in cube the length of all the side will be equal. So A will be equal to B and B will be equal to C. These all are the equal, and here the angle is also 90 degree. Alpha, beta and gamma, they all are having 90 degree. Here example we can take like primitive body and face centered unit cell. And here example of this one, that is potassium chloride, sodium chloride. These are arranged like that only, like in a crystal lattice these are arranged. So here the geometry of this one is cubic. Now we have tetragonal. In the tetragonal the length of A and B is equal, but B is not equal to C. The length of B and C is not equal. Okay, and here the angle between alpha, beta and gamma, these all are 90 degrees Celsius. So here the possible type of unit cell may be primitive or body center. Example of this one is also given, and that is SNO2, white tin. Okay, so these are the example. Next we have orthorhombic. In the orthorhombic, A and B and C, they all are not equal to each other. Means the length of these all three is different from one another, but the angle between these three is equal, that is 90 degree. So alpha, beta and gamma is equal to 90 degree, but the length between A, B and C is not equal to one another. So here also the possible type of unit cell may be primitive, body, phase or end center. Again we have example like rhombic sulfur, KNO3, that is potassium nitrate, and so on. Next we have hexagonal, in which A is equal to B but B is not equal to C. Here the length of A and B is equal but B and C is not equal. But whenever we are seeing the angle, here the angle between alpha and beta is equal to 90 degree, but the angle of gamma is 120 degree. Okay, so here we have different arrange angle or length. On the basis of this one, the crystal lattice, we are getting different type of crystal lattice. So here for hexagonal, again the possible type of unit cell is primitive, and example is graphite, manganese, zinc oxide, and so on. Next we have trigonal or rhombohedral, in which A, B and C are equal to one another, but whenever we are seeing the angle A and B and C is not equal to 90. It may be anything but not equal to 90. It may be 60, it may be 120 or anything else, but it is not equal to 90 degree. So here once again the type of unit cell is primitive, and example of this one is calcium carbonate or calcite. Okay. Next we have monoclinic, in which A is not equal to B and B is not equal to C. When we are seeing the angle alpha and gamma is equal to 90 degree, but here beta is not equal to 90 degree. Here the type of unit cell is primitive and end center, and example for this one is monoclinic sulfur. Okay. Next we have triclinic. In the triclinic, A is not equal to B and B is not equal to C, and in angles also A is not equal to B, B is not equal to, sorry, alpha is not equal to beta, beta is not equal to gamma, and these all are not equal to 90 degree. They all are having different angle. Okay, so once again here the possible type of unit cell is primitive, and example that is potassium what is potassium chromate, potassium dichromate we are having, and copper sulfate, and so on. So these are the different type of crystal lattice which is based on the different length and different angle of unit or unit shell. Yes. Okay, so on the basis of this one we will be getting 7 possible crystal lattice. So these are the parameter of unit cell that we can measure. Next we have the on the base number of constituent particle in each cell we will be calculating, but for today we have this much only. In the next class we will be doing these, because on the basis of this one we have to do some of the numericals also. Hope today's session is clear to you people. If still you will be getting any doubt, then kindly please contact me. And students, along with this video I am sending one practice test paper to you people. Please try to solve this paper, because this is a practice. Because if suddenly we will be giving any question paper to you or if you will be not getting that how to solve the question paper, and how do you get the answers, or whatever it may be, and many type of difficulties may be come. So because of that only we are giving one practice paper to you people. Please solve it and send it to me personally. Okay, thank you so much for hearing me.